Yeah, I'm glad you guys got to meet Dai too, because he's a really good guy. He can really help you out a lot with the music scene and stuff. Oh, there he is. Thanks again, Dai.
Yeah, no worries.
Appreciate you, bro.
That's all good. You mentioned how you connected to hip hop because the artists were really putting themselves out there,
Yeah.
and using it as a vehicle to heal, and you saw it as a way to heal yourself.
Mm-hmm.
How does it know feeling that maybe somewhere out there somebody is like you were with these other artists, like listening to your music, feeling that connection and feeling like they've been seen or that they were experiencing similar things?
Yeah, definitely, most definitely. Like I was always like, connecting with a lot of these younger kids, and even other artists and stuff. When me and Jerry used to go out and do a lot of these shows when we were younger, a lot of these younger kids would come up and they'd say how they really loved it because they would feel.
For the record, CKXU 88.3 FM in Lethbridge, CKPN 106.3 FM in the Getty Nation. Joining me is Javier Escuela. Welcome back to the show under the new name this time. That's great.
Yeah, last time I was here, I was the El Rev. Now I'm good old Javi. Just me, man.
Been really enjoying the new releases and that under the new name, and I like in the direction you're going with your music. For people that haven't really heard of you yet, introduce yourself on like where you came from and what led you to doing what you're doing now.
So my name's Javier. I started rapping when I was in like junior high. We could talk for days about that, but go check out the documentary, Art of Windy City, and Windy City Highlights as well. It's going to be coming out soon. Or I'm not sure. Maybe it's Art of Windy City is coming out later. So basically, when I started making music, I made music that I thought people wanted to hear, and then when I switched the name to Javier, I started making like.
And you talked a little bit about learning about Indigenous music and not wanting to fall into that kind of like it's a category for some reason I don't understand why it is. It's like they shove it in the award things. They shove like hip hop artists and folk and roots and traditional neo contemporary like into the Indigenous category and like the double-edged sword of it. But at the same time, like you're advertising, you're trying to carve out the space for Indige drill. What is that like? What is that for you as an artist? Like, how does that come across for you? Like, wanting to do that, but also not wanting to fall into that kind of trap, I guess.
Yeah, like that duality and like I guess just general confusion around identity and like that concept is like something that I've been aware of and dealing with like in my throughout my life, in other aspects.
How does it feel for you to be that person that eventually somebody's going to end up looking up to and being like, I want to be like that, I want to do perform like that, I want to do music like that?
It's nice because we've been meeting like a couple of younger people, young musicians that want to come jam with us, and we set up a few jams. Our jam space is at my grandma's basement out on the reserve, and so it's kind of funny. Like we have grandma's basement, and we try to set up a weekend where we invite a friend over, and we just see what we can do. We start pulling out songs we like, trying to play them together, and then sometimes we try to do original stuff, but most of the time it's just practice.
So if there's some takeaways that you've had through growing through music that you can kind of like instill in some of these younger people on the up and coming, what would those be?
To just, not to doubt yourself, you know what I mean? Just like to really put yourself out there, and be comfortable with who you are, you know what I mean? It doesn't need to be about going out to party and, getting all, I'm not saying that's the bad thing to do, but I'm saying, try to be comfortable with who you are and really connect with who you are.
With the younger generation coming up, like you said, they're a little more like laid back and
some of them, yeah.
chill,
I can't generalize too much.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, some of the ones you heard. Is it still something you feel like the younger generation should kind of like know, is to be more true to themselves than what they think people want to see, or the persona? Because like a lot of like big name like mainstream rappers do put on those personas and they aren't trying to be those things. So it's like, is that something you just feel like other people should really know?
Yeah, I mean, like, It depends on what your goals are. I think it depends on like where you want to be, and like a lot of people don't see bigger picture. They like, especially when they start hitting it, especially when they start getting like a little bit of fame or a little bit of notoriety, or you know, numbers or whatever it is, they start gaining that traction. I think the most important part is to just like remember that regardless of what you did to get there, you still have an opportunity to like show people who you are. My idea behind it was always like, okay, well, you can have
Being involved in an upcoming documentary that's focusing on musicians and that from your communities. What is it like for you to be involved in that, and how is that important to you?
I would say it's important to me because, well, there's a lot of bad things that a person could be doing. Like I could be out drinking, drugging, you know, sleeping all day, not doing heck all. And so if I were like that and I didn't have nothing to do in my day, it would be counterproductive to me as a human. But if I'm working on like certain little skills like drawing and doing music, and then I try to go to school every day, I feel more like happier with myself. And so that's why it's important to me. And plus, music's so interesting because there's so much history in all the genres. You got all the different races.
in my opinion.
Thank you so much for joining us today. For
Amen.
sharing moments with us.
I appreciate it, Dai. Thank you again. It's always a blessing to be with you, man.
You're always welcome to come back.
Word, bro.